Hello everyone, welcome back to the lectures. In this series, we will discussing about the continue with the full stack development, and we already discussing about the what is the full stack development, what are the things we will having to how to connect with the server, how to connect with the client, and how to design over there. What are the workflow we will working on the full stack development side. Okay, so in this series, we will introductions about the communication protocol, how in your web application it will be communicating through the client and servers. These are a session we will working on through on it. So what is mean by HTTP? HTTP is the hypertext transfer protocol. It will be connecting with the client and server. It will be exchange their request and response through the connection interrupted with the network. Clear? It will be enabled with the transfer in your data through the network based on the request and response side. It will be communicating process through the World Wide Web. Clear? And next, what is the history of HTTP? We will whatever we will learn, we know the history of that. So here we'll see on the history of HTTP. The Tim Berners-Lee, that particular person will be first innovating in our HTTP protocol was on the 2.0 specified RFC 7.40. It will be published on May 14th and 2015. In onwards and 2015 onwards, we will working on the HTTP protocol through the network side. Clear guys? And in nowadays we will working on the HTTP 3.0. We will working on the renamed by the hypertext transfer protocol through on the developer by the Google. And after 2015 we will Google will be apt on the performance side on the HTTP. It will be working more on that. We improving on the web performance through the Google platform. We'll working on the searching on the some other user preference. Next, we will working on the what are the methods we will using on the HTTP side and how it will be working on through the client and server side. Clear guys? Here I will giving the some diagrams. Here I will giving the some methods and same time I will giving the workflow also. Okay, the first one is we will having a database and web server. We have to connecting as a user. I will connecting through the database side. I will searching something in my or a Google search and web server. Clear? So server side system will be connecting through only a database side and web server side. Okay. If a database as a user, I will giving us some request to the client. As a browser will be respond to us as a some methods we will using those things. So as a server side, we having a three types of methods. In between, we will working on the three methods. We will working on the request and responses. And last, we will reaching on the server or a browser. We will working on the three connective methods. Okay, we will see on the one by one. We have a put method, get method, patch method. They are these three things we will working on the server side system and working on the put, get, and patch. Clear? In the between of a request and response side, we'll working on the one layer head and post and delete. These particular methods will working only on the users because we have to typing on the particular system. For example, I will searching www.google.com. In before that, we will working on the http:// and google.com. Clear guys? So I will giving that particular address or IP address from address to us. Previous session I will discussing of the from address and to address, right? So we having a to address. As a user I will know what are the path we will having on it. So I will giving the address on the Google server. So if I am heading on the HTTP request and I will posting that particular website on my web browser, and this some other times I will delete on that. So these are the things the user will be working on it. And next one is as a browser, as a responding side, we will working on the trace options and the connecting. So these are three methods we're working on the client side because whatever address I will giving to the browser, the browsing will be traced where the particular path will be holding on that particular database. Clear? So options are in same. If you're searching, for example, I'm searching www.google.com, right? So that particular google.com, whatever website we will showing on your options, okay, where it will be showing, it will be listed out the google.com where it will be a database site. Clear? So and next we have to connect our we have to clicking one by one which database we want as a user we want. Okay, we have to go and click that particular database. So we will working on the in our preference. Clear guys? So here I will giving the request and response. What are the methods we will using? We will see on that right before slide. So here I will giving the some execution process how it will be working on the HTTP side. Okay, client sends an HTTP request first. Okay, client send to the HTTP request. We getting on the put, post, put, delete. These are the methods we will using on the client side. Okay, the server will be processing the request through the server side script for performing their operations. Okay, and next the server sends on the HTTP responses the requested data or a content. Okay, it will be reaching on the true address. So the client processes the responses, the display to handle on the property. Okay, appropriately the user what the displays will the app browser will click on the particular apps. The client process will be respond which database we want. Okay, these are the things will be happens through in your database and client side. Clear guys? In based on these HTTP, I'll give in the assessment over here. List of the HTTP methods. In the how many pages you have to store in the HTTP info JPG images for a text image. Okay, I will giving on the answer over